So, hello and welcome back to another episode of EU4. We're of course with Anbennar fantasy mod as the Shattered Crown. As we're feeling Eastern Serpent Spine in our grasp. As we are very close towards fighting the command. We also have finished up the special thingy here. Which means that we can now immediately upgrade that. Let's go. Another power cost reduction along the road is quite nice. Time to do the next thing here. Oh, there's also a special one here. Ah, alright. I'm still not sure if I'm gonna... I mean, this is the thing. This one might have been just a fluke that it is so technically so easy. So we're gonna still invest a decent amount of points for this one. What do you do? What? Okay. I mean, I kind of want to still read through this stuff, as it is quite interesting. At the same time, there is a lot to read. We had 3 different rebels popping up. There you go. You just finish that and then you come over here. We're also gonna have to position you over here. So... But this is not worth it, right? Or is it just me? 2 monthly splendor? I could care less about that. I mean, this one I can reason. This one, okay, all power cost reduction is quite a massive modifier. Oh, thank you, Bjarnik. We have another bunch of points to spend here. Oh, what is this? We finished the mission. Which mission do we finish? Finally! Okay. Fucking finally. Harpies. I think it's time. You also have the old Dokkan faith. Makes me very happy. Alright. Wait a second. Allied with Harpilen, Royal Marriage with Harpilen, Harpilen draws at least 80. Have an armor, okay. Maybe I should have not done this. Because now I can't do the alliance thingy. Wait a second. What is this autosave? What is this autosave? Wait, at the same time, this does give me... Wait, this is the thing. This gives me claims. And this one then wants me happy to be a subject. So basically, they want me to finish this mission, and then then turn them into a subject? Because I can currently not finish this mission. I cannot build a spy network on my own subject, can I? Oh, no, I can. Oh. Okay, forget it. I can't have... Why can't I put a spy network on my own vessel? Well, take it. I mean, obviously if it works, it works. Let's keep that up. I mean, we do have a little bit of recovery to do, but we're doing quite well. We're also getting closer towards doing this again, anyway, so... Oh, the Valiants. I'm not sure if you guys are Dwarven, but I'm still gonna convert you. You guys go here. Expedition! So we'll send the dudes in. Then the parties share. Supplies is no question. Let's organize this fun stuff. And get you guys up to that. A healthy 1,000. So. I have so much more to do here. We can do this, and soon enough we can do the last step. Alright. Now... I mean, I guess I could jump onto Hildevar right away. There's no real reason for me to wait for that. The cave ends in a very narrow opening between the stone remnants of a tree and a large boulder that rests against it. Our mining engineers look at it doubtfully. We can try to cut the pieces out of the tree and the boulder to widen the entrance, but the whole cave ceiling rests on it. The lead engineer says. We'd have to work real carefully and with support beams, and even then it's a bit risky. It might be safer to just dig past here and create our own entrance in the greater cave system. Widen the entrance or dig a new entrance? I'm just not gonna do everything that doesn't cost me supply. Just to see if that leads me to more loot. I mean, obviously we're gonna do that. That doesn't give me that mission, right? No. Right, but we need to do this as early as possible. Oh, the command is attacking after Kansat. Yeah, this is we're gonna soon enough fight the command. After we've done the Obsidian Legion, we can deal with the command. The Obsidian Legion is also small enough to take in one war. This, of course, is gonna be a little bit awkward, but what can you do? Are the cores already finished? So I can set up more blunder camps. No, they are not. Okay, but after thingy joins, Akalsis joins as well. Do I just eat them, vassalize them? That would make sense, right? Alright, just finish that. A small stream of water pours out of the cave wall and drags its way through the bed of stone leaves on the cave floor. After some distance, it drops down through a hole in the ground through the stone branches. The waterfall audibly hits a body of water, but after lighting up the depths, it appears that there is solid ground next to it as well. We could descend here next to the waterfall to follow the flow of the water, or we could keep moving through the cave and ignore it. Sure. Waterfalls are always hold secrets. And everyone who doesn't follow that principle, that simple principle in gaming, is a lie and a cheat. So, you guys did that. Take a dive, okay. The expedition descends from a rope next to the waterfall one by one, landing on the shoreline. One by one? I have 10,000 men down there. Holy shit. Landing on the shoreline of a large underground lake. It shimmers in a beautiful silver with minerals under the water reflecting the light of our lanterns, and fish appear to move near the bottom. The lake is fairly deep and appears to have a cave underwater through where the water flows further. Two expedition members who are experienced swimmers immediately offer to see where these underwater caves go. Further on the lakeside, there is also a cave that continues above water. A light is shown into it, however it is bent in a strange way and many expedition members are uneasy about going in there. Take the dive. Soon after the divers enter the lake, they come back claiming to have found a path towards the next cave. While it is a fairly long swim, there are several air pockets on the way there. After having sealed all the gunpowder in watertight barrels, the expedition begins to make their way through the underwater caves. Diving in teams of 2, they make their way through the narrow passages, hauling their gear behind them. The last few divers, however, take a very long time. Just as an expedition member starts preparing to dive back in to look for them, they emerge from the water carrying trinkets and gemstones. They tell of water spirits who took them by the hand and led them through the tunnels towards their homes. There they were welcomed and given gifts before being sent on their way again. Sure. I'll take nymphs and such. I assume that's what it is. I mean, water spirits, I always think of nymphs and stuff like such. Oh, we have a lot of money. Let's use that money. There's a few more fivers. There's a few more that also make money. I guess we will at least do this stuff. That's not the worst. Money is money. So, after a lot of at this point is also basically out. Herdewa is out. And now we just need to beat up after Kansat. Okay, and our armies are definitely stronger than yours. And for you we just need to actually get the capital. Can we get to the capital? We can, lovely. A small opening leads into a massive vertical cave. It appears this was once the inside of a massive tree, already hollow before being petrified. A stream of water enters the cave next to the entrance we came in through, and flows down the edges of the cave. Strangely, it appears to have formed some sort of spiral staircase out of the rock over time. While it looks structurally sound, the rock is awfully slippery and covered in a thin layer of moss-like water plants. The cavern is too deep to descend by rope, however, so we have little choice but to use a staircase. One by one, the expedition members carefully make their way down to the water cave steps, using climbing gear to grab hold of whatever they can. Slowly but surely they make it down, every slip up immediately corrected by a strong grip on a piton, whatever, or a fastened rope. Then disaster strikes. An expedition member slips and pulls too hard on a poorly attached rope. An untidy knot comes loose. Unsupported, the fall gains momentum. 3 pitons are ripped out of the wall, a rope snaps, as one expedition member after another hits the one below them as they fall. Their fall returns into an avalanche. Several members of the expedition are pushed off the staircase and fall screaming into the depths below. 20 seconds later, all is silent again as the remaining members regain their breath. Alright. So be it. That's the only thing I can say to that. You guys all basically make your way over, right? Because the next war is gonna be against the Obsidian Legion. So let's quickly deal with you guys. After Lodom, you know how it is. Yoink. Oh, come, give me a bit more money than that. Oh, we actually got the last. Oh, you had all of these gems. Okay, you had your 2 parts of the crown. What are we missing actually? Wait, everything is in our hands. Oh no, there was a Tun, Herdewa, and Jade March. Okay. I'm not even sure. We cannot reforge the crown, right? I don't think that's how it works. Okay, you guys recovered, basically. At the bottom of the hollow stone tree, the water gets into a sort of pool where it seems to disappear into the porous rock below. Something glistening, an explosion member yells. The water's deposit gold here. As we step into the pool and quickly scrape what gold we can from the rock, cracks quickly form over the brittle floor. Just after all expedition members quickly step out of the water, the floor breaks and collapses into the depths. What a coincidence. You're telling me that there was an danger involved with that? That's crazy. Absolutely insane. Who would have expected that? Alright, Vakal Golan. And this one. Which means that we can... Well, first of all we can do that, but far more importantly... Oh, we had war. We can't do that. Inspecting the cave walls, expedition engineers find a very faint hollow sound when tapping one of the cave walls. They claim that there is clearly another cave on the other side, and propose opening it up so the expedition can move forward. Working carefully to avoid the cave in, the expeditionaries dig their way into the cave wall. After an hour of work, there's finally light shining from the outside, and a few pickaxe strikes later, there's finally pathway out of the inside of the stone hollow tree. Improves morale. Okay. After Kansat fell a little bit too quickly. We need these 3 places. And then... Actually, not that. We want to get as little thingy as problems as possible. These new ones... We don't want to touch Verkogulan. This one we're not gonna click. Verkogulan here. So. I mean, we can and. Oh right, there's a whole new nation, another nation that we have not dealt with yet. Oopsie. We're also up here, so let's quickly do the debate first. I guess land maintenance. Autonomy, parliament, army commission, bribe, autonomy, diplo support. I mean, at this point, does it even make sense to keep that up? This just costs far too much to be worth it, right? Cave collapse. Then... Not that. I want to do something else. Or whatever. We're one into position. You guys come here, you guys come here. Move them orcish legs. You guys can stay here, that's alright. Don't have much more army running around, right? There we go. Cool. We have securing Hulyakot. I see. That's definitely English. Hulyakot from the northern gate, but the southern gate needs to be safe as well. Such a holy site as Hulyakot may never be threatened. So to the end, we should gain control over the harpy woman that can be seen flying above Yogurt Lake all the way from the gate, one way or the other. What the fuck happened to the English here? Alright. Whatever. So this one is just basically Harpilan, okay, and then you get claims on the rest, right? You don't want me to get a rest here. Alright. We're just gonna build them up a little bit. And that's about it. Also, your march. Okay, we're gonna do this while we're at peace, obviously. As the expedition emerges from the inside of the massive stone tree, they step into a humongous cave. This must have been once been the forest floor. Stone trees stretch from the cave floor to the roof like gnarled pillars, holding up the rock above with twisting stone branches. It is unclear just how far into the distance the cave stretches, as vision is obscured by the mass of stone trees. But more surprising than anything, this long dead forest looks alive. Water trickles in small streams over the cave floor. Patches of mushroom and serpent bloom gather around the base of the stone trees. A number of sylphs flutter onto the nearby patch of mushrooms, looking inquisitively at the expedition, before losing interest and flying away again. Wow. I was barely worth anything. Let's do the first level. Let's go. There we go. Let's do another expedition. Oh, there's... did I not see these? This one is interesting. I mean, still not as interesting, but still fairly interesting. It's a very local bonus, and I guess it does reduce the cost. Oh right, something that I've not done yet at all is universities, right? I think? Oh, we have two, yeah. Let's build one into the capital. No, we cannot build one in the capital. Oh, that was the worst decision. Or whatever. For now, let's just quickly siege that down. Well, we have an army on the way, yep. There was a... oh. There was a rebellion. So... this one we can quickly gain. There we go. So. So yeah, we can do a lot less. Now that I have the confirmation that with the other one as well. That needs a lot less work. Alright, expedition. I mean, one thing that we're gonna put up is the supply. As always, because this seems to be the main resource that is used. And to be honest, I would just leave everything as it is at the moment. And just see how well this goes. If it's now gonna be a difficult one, I'm gonna piss on the floor. In protest. Sure. Now this whole new expedition force knows what secrets lies behind those rusted yet majestic depictions of hammers, contraptions and weapons and animals, but your uncertainty only fuels your desire to unlock its secrets. You debate amongst yourself and come to a conclusion. This surely has to be an abandoned workshop. After a quick pause, one of your leaders suggests braving the torrent to the side of the entrance, while another one claims to have found a side tunnel leading into a cave that may allow us to gain access via other means. Let's go this way. $77. I mean, this is technically a gold place, but at the same time. Fire is fire, right? Oh, these guys unconditionally surrendered. Finally. Boop, 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 boop. So, for annexation, cost me a little bit of Diplo, but who cares? Yoink. The Citroen of Sekdir. A dwarf to be feared. And the Searing Depths. That's a handful. That's quite a hand. No, wait, that's... whatever. I need to click this individually because of Verkogolan. So. Green as can be. This is still a little bit ugly, but... I mean, we'll deal with Adan probably eventually. It now just depends on how far we get here. Oh, you guys. We're not clicking that button. We're gonna click this button. And these two. So, you bastards. Verkogolan gets plundered. And when we have enough admin, we're gonna plunder the other one as well. After a sharp turn, you arrive at a modest cave where nothing seems to be of interest except a few rocks of an unusual formation. You're about to investigate as a group as goblins. As a group as goblins jumps at your party. We're finding a lot of little bit of stuff there that's not quite right. Your group fought hard and well. At first it seemed like the goblins may have gained the upper hand due to surprise momentum, but your expedition quickly scatters the attackers, cheering in delight as they watch the ambushers flee to where they came from. Well done. Seems like Iliam is getting eaten up by Katarata. Well, what a sad day. I mean, soon enough can have Dokkan's war again. We're getting more than enough prestige. So, plunder camp. Gorson Brock is the last one. So, plunder away. You have no friends. I mean, we're not thinking twice about that. Oh, I should probably. I mean, this is alright at the moment still, obviously. You have the special thingy here, right? Yeah. This is still alright because they are only on 83. But we should get it as soon as possible. Special Casus Belli. I mean, we don't even need that many armies here. But to be honest, we need to get our armies over there anyway, so let's just run to the end of that. Look how good I am at clicking things. You guys will still just protect the entrances, that's alright. We have no idea where the guys are, but let's see. As the edge of the cave At the edge of the cave, your group finds the outline of a wall with several cracks and a small, unstable-looking passageway through it. Some members of your force argue that we should try to slip through the admittedly very narrow pathway, while others argue that we should stabilize the gateway first or else risk our safety. Sure. After stabilizing the path ahead, you try to make your way through the cracks in the wall. However, it seems as though today is not your lucky day. While the first men in your expedition force seem to pass through without much trouble, the small shaft begins to collapse as the main bulk of the force passes through. Some of your forces are still able to push through, albeit with many minor and some major injuries. But for the helpless few in the back, all hope is lost. Rocks bury them and the supplies they carry. No doubt a hefty blow and an ill omen for the future of your exploration activities. This just cost a lot of talk, a lot of breath, let me tell you. Oh, well that was a fast siege. Where's your army? You have 50k somewhere. This is a chain marcher, so no connection there. Wait, the chain grasper still exist? Okay. Storage room 915B. After passing through some more small shafts and maintenance tunnels, you finally enter the main body of the structure and find yourself in a large room full of crates, barrels and all kinds of metallic machinery. Several entrance points seem to have led to the storage room, and it appears to be an important part of the maintenance chain in the area. You notice several signs in the room that spell out 915B, no doubt the name of the room. Judging by its nomenclature, there seems to be just a tiny part of this massive dwarven workshop. Studying a largely unreadable map that hangs by the wayside of another's entrance, you quickly find out that 915B seems to connect to a much larger structure, as this is just an albeit quite large, advanced post and storage facility meant to deliver goods to the main production and control facilities ahead through a large cargo tunnel. Many expedition want to move ahead to said facilities as soon as possible, while others argue that storage represents a perfect opportunity to stock up and search for valuables. Resources. You begin searching storage 950B for valuables, a considerable effort given its size and lack of documents that could give you any useful hints. Hours pass, and in spite of several setbacks in the form of tightly sealed crates containing nothing but useless one or of little value, you eventually get your hands on supply, well worth the invested time. Not only do you find mining and other equipment that is sure to come in handy further down the line, but also a way to replenish water sources from a nearby working pump, as well as quite a few coins of unknown origin that appear to be quite valuable. Oh, we found an ancient dwarven knowledge. That's the first time we've done that. I'm not sure if it does anything for us as orcs, but I will take everything that I can get. Oh. I mean, we're winning that fight, but let me just quickly do this. You proceed to follow the cargo tunnel towards the other facilities. As you go along the tracks laid down by workers potentially eons ago, you begin to notice two things. First, rather quiet atmosphere, totally devoid of life usually found in most shafts like this, and second, the appearance of more and more cobwebs around you. And soon one of your scouts notices several pairs of shiny red eyes that keenly seem to follow his every move, as well as cocoons. Quite a few cocoons that seem to hang in the distance and that seem awfully recent. He barely has time to shout out a warning through as suddenly a dozen gigantic spiders descend upon you. They seem to have built a nest in the connecting corridor, and you are but the latest prey that fell into their poisonous fangs. You assume the position as ordered and the fighting ensues. Blades clash with long fangs, daggers with hardened legs, and arrows and spit fly over the field of battle. Your warriors do well in defending the group after initially having some problems, eventually managing to kill the animals with some quick and decisive actions. As you inspect the dead bodies around you, some of your scouts eventually decide to investigate the cocoons. As luck would have it, they find several bags of gold and other valuables under some of them, as the group doesn't seem to be the first victims the Aridniks encountered here. That's what I meant with there's a lot to talk. And the thing's like, I don't want to do this like slowly. That's why I also talk like very quickly. Workshop 9! You follow the cargo tunnel at long last reach a long curve where the tracks start to splitting into several paths aligned with each other. Clearly the end of the line is near, and sure enough, as you turn the corner, your eyes gaze upon a giant structure in an even larger cave. The entire lower outer surface is covered with engravings and a big metal sign that proudly displays the name of the complex. Workshop 9. The parallel tracks lead further into a large gate that is sealed tight with giant metal locks. But thankfully you notice several small doors that lead inwards and can be opened without much trouble. You are finally here. Ancient Dwarven knowledge. Do we want government reform progress? Or improve holds? We improve the holds. With the ancient Dwarven knowledge. Expedition. Oh, this is too far away. Let's pick a closer one. Orcs Breach. Where's right? Let's actually go for Akron 9. Mithril and Long. Okay, this is gonna be a big one. We'll organize this one. Oh, you're currently doing a road, that's why I can't upgrade this. And we still have a lot of I mean, we're at war at the moment. I should also mention that, probably. But we're gonna end this war real quick. It shouldn't be too difficult. I think nobody really cares about you, right? You're very alone in this world, my friends. But I think next time we will have a decent war against the command. Finally, after a long time. This doesn't hurt too much. Just some of it does. I mean, I guess we will not prepare this next expedition because we have no admin to do this. You guys split up along the path here. This army also gets over here. Because soon enough we will have to face the command. There's nothing new here. The command currently 450k. And I assume that they also have definitely some tech going on. But either way, we're gonna end this episode here. So like always, like, subscribe, shenanigans, and I guess see you guys next episode. Bye!